Hi friends, I just wanted to make an announcement that I will be doing bookmas starting obviously this video, and also I will be posting 12 videos but every other day. I'm not going to be doing an everyday bookmas videos. That's just way too much for me. I have a full-time job, so I'm going to have to stagger it by doing every other day, but I hope you'll enjoy spending time with me this December. I just thought I wanted to be more festive, especially like with all these like bookmas end of the year content that I wanted to post. So I hope you all will join me. Let's continue on with the actual point of this video. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chia, and in today's video we're going to be going over my winter TBR. I am a huge seasonal reader. I don't tend to gravitate towards fall or spooky reads during like spring or summertime. I just feel like they're not the same vibe. Same thing with I don't reach for any contemporary summer romances during fall or winter. Spring is like basically, I don't know, like half-half, where I do a lot of like magical fantasy books, but yet I do read a lot of like literary fiction. But also I do like reading a lot of literary fiction during wintertime also. So I do have a ambitious TBR like I always do. I read like maybe quarter to half of my fall books, but I'm slowly making my way through it again. Here's my winter TBR. I think during wintertime I like to read like really high fantasies and also very sad books. So let's get started with books I don't have physically currently at the moment, but they are sort of on their way now because there was a huge sale on books over Black Friday, so I kind of went ham a little bit, but these are books that I actually really have been wanting to read for a while. The first one is Bear Town by Frederick Bachman. I am so scared of this one. I know it's going to devastate me because there are some very serious themes I heard about this book, so I'm trying to prepare myself to get into it. I've been waiting till like wintertime to pick it up, and I know it centers around a town that revolves around ice hockey, so nothing screams like winter more than like being set in a snowy town where it's like more isolated, and their huge deal is sort of ice hockey. From what people have been saying in their reviews is that it's very like in-depth analysis of like different characters and different people in this town because of a huge terrible event that happens in their town. And I have an idea of what the event is because I did read the trigger warnings for it, but I'm ready to get into it. It's on the way, so I'm scared, I'm ready, but I'm nervous. The next one is another devastating book, which is by Kristen Hanna. It's called The Nightingale. I've been wanting to read Kristen Hanna for a while because I hear nothing but amazing things about her writing, but I know they're very emotionally charged too. I'm not too sure what The Nightingale is about. I think this one is set in World War II, I want to say, or is that the women? I'm not too sure, I don't remember. I know that a lot of people, when I looked it up, said that The Nightingale is the best to start off with, so I did get like sort of like the deluxe collector's anniversary edition for it, and it was on sale, so I decided to hang on with that one, and I am ready to get in my sad girl winter, so I'm trying to see if Kristen Hanna's books are for me and see if her writing is for me, so I'm going to be picking that up. And obviously during December time I'm going to be picking up a lot of like Christmas books, and one of the top ones that I want to pick up is Good Spirits by B.K. Borson. That one I heard is sort of like following a ghost of Christmas past, and it sort of follows a love story with a female main character who is sort of getting haunted, and she doesn't know why she's getting haunted. I'm so interested to see what that is, and also I love the paranormal aspect of it, and I'm hoping that that will give me a greater feeling of it rather than just focusing on the contemporary romance. We'll see. I've been hearing like mixed things about it. Like a lot of people have been saying it's good, that it's a really good one of those, like it reminds me of, what is that movie called? The one with the Christmas spirits and a Christmas past. Christmas Carol. There you go. It reminds me of that with a contemporary romance in it. I'm crossing my fingers that I end up liking it because I did order a physical copy. I didn't order a physical copy of any other Christmas books because I did grab some last year and I regret getting them as physical copies because I ended up not liking a lot of them. So we'll see how I deal with this one, and let's get into my physical ones. So the first one is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. This one is sort of like based on Russian folklore, Russian fairy tale, and it's set in a village at the edge of the wilderness of northern Russia where the winds blow cold and the snow falls many months of the year. An elderly servant tells stories of sorcery, folklore, and the Winter King to the children of the family, tales of old magic frowned upon by the church. But for the young, wild Vasya, these are far more than just stories. She alone can see the house spirits that guard her home and sense the growing force forces of dark magic in the woods. And then like it's set in a wintry town, just like on the cover. So I'm going to read this one. I think it's a trilogy. I want to say it follows the same character throughout all three. I have all three of them. This is the UK cover. I ordered it from Blackwater. It's been on my TBR for the longest time. I think I bought it. Oh yeah, it says I got it in end of February 2024. That's insane. I really should read this. If I don't read it by February of next year, it's going to be on my shelf for 2 years, and that's not good. So I'm going to read the first one. I got this recommendation from Carrie Can Read, but she said she didn't really like the books after it. So we'll see if I actually end up liking this one. And I need to pick it up because I'm working my way through books that have been on my shelf for the longest so that I can decide whether or not I like them or not, because I know a lot of them I might not like since they've been on my shelves forever and my reading taste has evolved to different things, and I've been able to tell my taste more now because I've read so many different books. So let's hope I like this one because there's 3 of them, and I would love to continue the series if this one's reading good. So we'll see. And the next one is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This has been on my shelf for the longest. Nothing screams winter more than magic, and also this is set in a carnival setting, and it's a rivalry between 2 magicians, and also they have sort of like a love story. This has such high praise. This is on a lot of people's like favorite books list. So I need to see what the fuss is about, and I need to see if I actually really like it myself. Is this a slow burn? I'm not too sure, so I don't want to say it's a slow burn when it's not, but I love like the magical carnival setting, or is it magical circus setting? So we'll see if I actually like it. This one, and I love that there's like a little love story between the rival magicians. Next one is Belladonna. I actually already started this. I'm already like 56 pages in, not too far. It's a gothic fantasy, gothic paranormal romance. I know that she ends up like having sort of interactions with death because she can see when death is coming, and she can foretell because like she's sort of been in families where unfortunately all the family members that she's come across has been taken by death. So we'll see if I like this. And also it's a gothic romance, and again it's a part of a trilogy, and I need to see if I like this or not. The next book I'm hoping to pick up is finally Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn. This is the Mistborn book 1. I want to say it's also called The Final Empire because I've heard people say it's The Final Empire, but anyways, like I said before, winter is the best time to pick up high fantasies because it's so cold outside and all you want to do is just cuddle up in like a warm blanket and then read a high fantasy, and I feel like my concentration would be better during winter time. I am ready to pick up the Mistborn series. Am I ready to deep dive into the Cosmere world? Maybe. Everyone says that start off with the Mistborn trilogy first because it's the easiest to read and understand and get into, and then next I do have the novella The Arcanum Unbounded. The reading order that I'm going to be following recommends to read a few of the novellas in there first before picking up the Stormlight Archives. Stormlight Archives I am so intimidated by. I don't know if I'm ready to read 1200 page books. There's like 5 of them out right now. We shall see. I'm going to start off with the Mistborn trilogy, and I hope I really do like his writing. I feel like I will. I love fantasy. You've seen in my other videos how much I love fantasy, but this one is one of those where you have to like really think about it because it's such a complex world and a complex magic system, and then also there's like a bunch of characters in here too. And I love the UK covers of it because they're all so uniform because they're all white. I've seen the American covers of it, and a lot of them are also the mass market paperbacks. I absolutely despise mass market paperbacks. They will be the death of me, so I refuse to like buy any of them. In fact, I originally bought the Mistborn trilogy first with the mass market paperback, but I hated the way they looked, and also the writing is so tiny in mass market paperbacks that I just don't like reading from them. So I decided to get the UK, and if I end up liking the rest of the whole entire series, of course move on to Stormlight Archives, and I will be getting the UK covers of that. And the next one is a book that I would love to continue the series in. This is the second book. It's called A Promise So Bold and Broken by Sophia St. Germain. I did read the first one, which is A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly, and this follows a character who is sort of blood oath to a king, and he forces her to join a sort of like political election to be the regent of her whole country, city, something like that, her city. And then the first one is where it's like a whole politics thing, and then there's like a twist at the end, and she has to go through like these different trials, but they're not like usual trials where you have to go to the death. This one's more like, oh, you have to be strategic about certain things, and also you have to go through a political system kind of thing. I love the first one's like whole entire plot, but the characters a lot to be desired because I didn't like the romance, but there is like an allusion to sort of like love triangle that's happening right now. And I feel like the second book I will like more because I did start it and I do like the characters that we are with right now more, and also the world is expanding more in this one, and also I want to catch up with it because it's like a 400-page book. These ones are not that long to get into. It's like 450 pages, and also I have the third book already and the fourth book is supposed to come out end or mid-December, so I do want to be able to finish this series before I end the year because these are so easy to get into, you know. I want to finish series, especially if they're like not long series, and there's so much high praise for the second and third one, so we'll see if I actually really like and continue the series, but I hope that I like this more than the first one. And then the next one is Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgkinson. I've been hearing a lot about this too. It's such a long book too, another long one. This one's like 640 pages. This one is set in like an academy setting, but apparently it's like more into magical creatures, and they are sort of the familiars, I guess, of these like different schools. And then if you are in Ravenclaw house from Harry Potter, I think Raven Scholars, I heard, is like good for Ravenclaws. I'm like Gryffindor, but I love magical creatures. I love hearing stories of magical creatures, and I've been hearing high praise about it, so we'll see if I actually like it. I want to read this, and also like I said, it's more of like a high fantasy and I think there's a romance in here too. I want to say, I don't know, but I want to just like cuddle up this winter and just read this book. And another one is City of Brass. This is a part of the what is this series called? Devabon trilogy, I think it is. This one is like a Egyptian mythology. I want to get into more Egyptian mythology fantasy based books, and I heard this one is amazing, and so I want to start the first book and see if I actually will like the trilogy. I feel like I'm gonna end up liking it anyways, so let me know if you've read this before. I'm getting into more like different fantasy lore books besides like the regular fae books. And then this book I did just get. It's Hollow by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. This one is written by the Twisted Sisters. They wrote the Zodiac Academy series, and also all the different series that are in the Zodiac Academy world, and then the Darkmoor Penitentiary, and then there's another, oh my god, there's so many series that they have in this whole entire universe. I've been making my way through the Zodiac Academy world, but this one is not in the Zodiac Academy world. Apparently this is their first ever like romantasy, so we'll see if I actually like it. This is one's like the deluxe limited edition. I got it from Target. I ordered the other one where it's like the girl with the silver hair on the cover, but Amazon ended up like screwing me over for that one, so I ended up going to Target to get this one, and I actually really like this edition, like the pink cover and then also the end papers. I'm assuming this like the main couple and the main character, and then there's this one as well. I'm like interested to see who this one is too, and I heard great reviews about it. We'll see if I actually like their like romantasy. I am so excited to read this one. I hope that their writing is better in this one, because I'm finding that I love the story of Zodiac Academy, but the writing is so kind of like childish and CWS, so I'm not too sure. Let's hope they improved on the writing in this one. And then the next book that I do want to pick up during wintertime is Dungeon Crawler Carl. I've heard so many amazing things. This is by Matt Dinneman, and this one is sort of like for the people who love playing D&D and dungeon crawler games. There's a kitten in here that's named Donut in here who belongs to the main character, and I heard it's just a fun good time, and it's a 7-book series. I want to say, I think that's all out. I don't know if he's gonna write more in it, but I heard it's so good, so I want to read this. I want to finally try to pick up the first book before the end of this year. We'll see. And another one is like a new release of this year. It's Red City by Marie Lu. I think Marie Lu wrote the Legendary series. This is like a young adult book that came out in early 2010s. That was on my TBR for a long time, but I feel like it's just not gonna be my cup of tea. So this one is more like, it's a adult fantasy, and there's sort of a little romance in here too, but it's set in like LA. It's like a combination of Jade Legacy, and also there's sort of like a mafia thing that's happening in here too. I found that so interesting. I don't read a lot of mafia books. In fact, I don't read any mafia books. What am I saying? So this one I'm hoping really good things about. I heard it's good, so we'll see if it's good. I like that it's urban fantasy mixed with sort of like a mafia thing, and I hope it's written better than like another book that was set in LA, which was Alchemy Secrets. I did not have a good time with that book. See my vlog to see like fully what my thoughts of it were, but this one I'm so excited to see and see if I really like Marie Lu's writing, because if I do like her writing, I'll see in the Legendary series. I probably won't, but we'll see. I'm almost done. The next one is City of Lies and Legends by Kayla Edwards. This is the third book in the City of Gods and Monsters series, or the House of Devils series. And this is an urban fantasy, and it follows characters named Darian and Loren. Loren is a human, and Darian is a bounty hunter, a part of the House of Devils, and Darkslayer. There you go. And he ends up having like sort of like a love story with her. And I read the first 2 books. I loved the first one. I gave that a 4 stars or 4.5 stars. I loved how it was done, and also the urban fantasy and the plot. And also I liked the love story between Loren and Darian. And then the second book happened, and I gave that a 3 stars. I didn't like anything that happened in it. The plot felt so rinse and repeat. It literally repeated exactly like the stuff that happened in the first book in the second plot of this one. And also I felt like she did such huge character development in the second one, and then as soon as closer to the end, then she like took a step back. I don't like it when like female main characters are made to be sort of the damsel in distress, and I thought that the character development in it was supposed to, you know, be better, because the second book and the third book are supposedly people's favorites. In the second book I hated. I'm sorry to say that I hated it. And then also Darian, I loved him in the first book. He was so swoon worthy in the first book, and he was gonna be a top of my book boyfriends, but as soon as I read the second one, he became so cringe to me. He became so sad boy, and not in the good way. So I hope this third book redeems the characters and the book in my eyes, because I don't like repetitive stories. I don't like repetitive plots. And this one takes place in a new part of the city, or new part of like the area that they're in, and also it introduces a new POV in here, so let's hope that kind of refreshes the series for me. And also it's a lot to be repetitive when like the books are this long. Like all of them are like 700 pages long, so for me to read the same story over and over and over is kind of irritating. So let's hope this kind of redeems the series in my eyes. And then the last 2 books I do want to do rereads of. The first one is going to be City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Immortal Instrument series, and I did read the Mortal Instrument series. I maybe read the first 2 or the first 3 books of the series in early college, high school time, but I stopped after the third one because I think that's when I stopped reading, and I want to reread this again. I remember the big plot points. I think one of the plot revelations that happened, plot twists that happened, kind of really angered me, so I decided to put it down. And also I didn't like the fact that it was continued. I thought it was going to be originally a trilogy, but then she ended up adding 3 more books into it, and now it was a 6-book series. Thankfully it's finished, but what my plan is to do the full Shadowhunters reading order that I found online that everyone really follows. What you do is you read the first 3 books in the Mortal Instrument series, and then read the Infernal Devices series, but I already read that series, so I want to reread it to see the full context of like including the Easter eggs and everything. So I want to reread the first 3 books and then go back into Infernal Devices and reread it. And also like I don't remember anything that happens in the first 3 books of the Mortal Instrument series. I do remember the big plot twist, and that's pretty much it. So I love Infernal Devices. I also want to read the Dark Artifices series, which is another trilogy of hers, because supposedly she'll be coming out with another and last trilogy of the series that she's going to write for the Shadowhunter worlds, but apparently it's coming out in 2026, so I'm getting ready for that. But that will be a reread for me, and I want to put it on my winter TBR because I just want to be warm and cozy when I'm rereading the series. And then the last one I'm hoping to reread, because I've been trying to plan a reread for it for a while. It's just there's so many books on my TBR that I just can't, you know, justify rereading the series. I'm hoping that after Bookmas that I am just gonna be free with all my TBRs, and I'm just gonna take a break the last 2 weeks, and I'm hoping to reread it because this is going to be around maybe a little over a year since I first read it. I think I started reading it in 2023 and I finished it in early 2024, so maybe it has been over a year. But I want to reread Throne of Glass series. On my reread I was going back and forth if I wanted to read the Assassin's Blade first or read Throne of Glass first. I'm gonna stick with Throne of Glass. I'm gonna stick with this one first. In all honesty, I don't get me wrong, I love the stories in Assassin's Blade, but it's so boring. And I don't want to start off my reread with like being bored with a story. I don't want that impeding on my reread, also trying to put me into a slump. So I'm gonna start off with Throne of Glass and follow my original rereading order. I've been wanting to reread this whole entire series for a while. I keep seeing quotes and like art of it on TikTok because people like to hurt me on TikTok because of like the painful things that happen in this, and I've been missing the characters so much. It's time to read the series. I am so ready to reread it. I've been trying to stop myself for the past years to stop myself from rereading it, and I don't want to do that to myself anymore. So it's time It's time to do it during wintertime, and I'm so excited to do that. But that was my winter TBR. Let me know if you're going to be reading any of these books with me. It's a very ambitious one, but I like having like a lot of different options for it. These are books I've been meaning to read for a while, so I feel like it would be best to read it during winter time. Let me know what books you are going to read on your TBR for winter. But if you like videos like this, like and subscribe. It really does help my channel a lot, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.